Hey everyone, welcome to Making Grades Matter, Standards-Based Grading, Speed Learning. My name is Matt Townsley. I'm an assistant professor of educational leadership at the University of Northern Iowa. Prior to that, I was a secondary math teacher and also a district office administrator in the Solon Community School District in Solon, Iowa. Nathan, welcome.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Matt. Good to see you out there in virtual land. My name is Nathan Weir. I am currently the Chief Academic Officer and Associate Superintendent in the Linn-Mar Community School District in Marion, Iowa. Spent time as an elementary teacher and an elementary principal. And then in my previous position, Matt and I worked together when I was high school principal, and we implemented standards-based grading in our secondary schools across our district. So we're excited to talk to you a little bit about that journey today.
So like, who is this whole thing for, Nathan? Like, what in the world's happening and why are people seemingly more interested in grading right now?
Yeah, so think about it. You're probably out there and your administrator said, hey, I need you to prioritize all the things that you're going to teach this year. And we're in a pandemic and we've had kids not in school for a significant amount of time, and we need to reprioritize our priorities. So, this is really who we're targeting for this session is, what is it exactly that I need to teach? And then how am I going to grade all of this?
No kidding. So maybe you've attended a previous workshop on grading. Maybe you've read a really awesome book about grading practices or standards-based grading, but as a middle school educator, you're not really sure how to get started. Wouldn't it be great if you could come to a session or read a book and learn about not only what to do, but also self-assess your progress along the way? Like, we're in a pandemic, like you said, Nathan. Oh my gosh, like we're talking about grading a ton. So what is this whole session about and how does it connect to the pandemic?
Yeah, so we've got a great session lined up for you. And, we really want to see this as kind of three things that we want to help you do in your schools and classrooms. So, first we're going to talk about how do we even communicate our grades and show that those communicate current levels of understanding. So what does that look like? Next thing we'll do is we're going to talk about homework as ungraded practice. So in your classroom, as you start to set up homework policies, and kids may be virtual, they may be on site. There's a ton of different combinations right now, and that traditional practice of grading homework is going to be more challenging. So we've got some ideas on how to help with that. The third thing we'll talk about then is providing students with multiple opportunities to demonstrate their learning. And that's really the big key of a standards-based system is, if they didn't get it today, how can we help them learn that for tomorrow so that all of our kids can be successful?
Number three is especially huge. I mean, think about it. Students are at such different places right now, home, at school, sometimes both, and who knows really what their life's like right now. And there's just so many challenges. So awesome stuff, Nathan.
Yeah, so what we're going to try to do for everybody in our full session is, and if you take a look at the next slide, you'll see that map there. It's an example of tools that we can have. You'll leave our session with things in hand that you can take back to your school and immediately start implementing things on your standards-based grading journey. So we've organized that into very specific strategies for teams of teachers, individual teachers, administrative teams to use. And you'll see that reproducible here. And we've used a continuum of getting started, implementing, and sustaining, because we know that everybody's in different spots along that grading journey. And so, a lot of times, like Matt said earlier, you can have read this in a book, but what's missing often is, how do I do this? Well, we hope our session can help provide some clarity and some tools for you and your teams to be able to do that.
It's going to be great, because if a middle school teacher is just getting started, we can help you take your next steps. If you've been doing it maybe for a couple weeks, a couple months, maybe even a year, we can help you take your next steps as well. We want you to learn this stuff so much, not only in our session, but holy cow, Nathan, like, is it possible that someone could also get a book out of this? Talk to us about this deal.
Yeah, that's right. So as part of these speed learning sessions, AMLE will be releasing these videos on or around October 16th. And so if you go to our Twitter page and follow our book at Grades Matter SBG. Again, that's at Grades Matter SBG. When AMLE releases their promotional materials, we'll be sure to tweet this out from the account. If you follow and retweet that, we'll make sure that we get some free copies of books in people's hands prior to the general session that we're going to be hosting later in the month.
Awesome. So, hey, Friday, October 23rd, 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. We hope you will join us for Making Grades Matter, standards-based grading in a middle school professional learning community. So, like, bring your grade level team to the virtual session. Bring your whole building leadership team. If you have like a grading team going on at your building, whatever that might look like, we hope that you will come as an individual, but most importantly, as a team. Because as Nathan shared, we're gonna have some very practical tools that you can use for free and take with you to develop a plan as a result of this session at AMLE. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it is going to be awesome. And Matt, I think one of the things attendees will really appreciate is that we're going to be presenting live. So our format is going to be very interactive. We welcome questions, feedback. We're going to be presenting, like I said, live at that time. So, you know, our hope is that you walk away with these tools and can really take the next steps in your grading journey. So we hope to see you on that Friday, October 23rd.
You bet. And please stay in touch with us between now and then and afterwards. You see our Twitter handles here. We'd love to connect with you before and after to answer your questions. And so we hope you'll join us. Thank you so much for joining us for Speed Learning today.
Thank you.